We will now look at wiring and testing our first ladder logic program with the P1-M622-16DR Mini PLC. Having created our start-stop motor circuit and learned about the monitoring tools in the Productivity Suite software, it's time to connect real-world devices and see our program in action. We will wire a start push button, a stop push button, and an LED to represent our motor output. Then we'll systematically test everything, first in stop mode to verify our wiring, then in run mode to watch the ladder logic execute. This is the exciting part where the software meets the hardware. Let's get started. Detailed information contained in this video can be found at accautomation.ca. A link has been put in the description below. The website offers extensive links, references, and coding samples, making it a one-stop shop for all your automation queries. Understanding our circuit wiring. Before we start wiring, let's understand what we're connecting and why. Our start-stop motor circuit uses start push button, DI 0.1.1.1, normally open. The start button is wired as a normally open NO contact. When you press it, it closes the circuit and sends a signal to the PLC input. In our ladder logic, we use a normally open contact instruction. When the physical button is pressed, the contact closes, allowing power to flow through the rung. Stop push button, DI 0.1.1.2, normally open. Here's where beginners often get confused. The physical stop button is wired as normally open, but in our ladder logic, we use a normally closed NC contact instruction. Why? We want to demonstrate that we can change the PLC's logic. The stop input in our logic must remain active when no one touches it. This is why we use the normally closed contact in the program. Note, wiring a normally open stop push button to any PLC is not a fail-safe design. If the wire breaks or comes loose, the circuit will not treat this as a stop condition and will not shut down the motor. We will change this in a later post. LED light, motor, DO 0.11.1. The LED represents our motor contactor. When the PLC output turns on, the LED illuminates, simulating the motor running. In a real application, this output would control a motor starter or contactor coil. The P1-M622-16DR terminal block layout. The P1-M622-16DR uses an 18-position removable terminal block for field wiring. The terminal block accepts wire sizes from 30 to 16 gauge for solid conductors or 28 to 16 gauge for stranded wire. Strip length should be approximately 6 to 7 millimeters. The terminal layout is arranged as follows. Inputs, 8 points. Terminals 1 to 8, input points 1 through 8, C1, common for all 8 inputs. Power, terminal marked plus, 24 volts, DC positive. Terminal marked, 24 volts, DC negative, outputs 8 points, terminals for outputs 1 through 8. C2, common for all 8 relay outputs. Why use ferrules? We are using 20 gauge stranded wire. The use of ferrules is vital in industrial automation. Vibration resistance. In industrial environments, machinery vibration can cause bare stranded wire to fatigue and loosen over time. A crimped ferrule provides superior strain relief. Optimal conductivity. The crimping process deforms the wire and ferrule together, maximizing surface contact area and minimizing electrical resistance. Maintenance efficiency. Ferrules allow for repeated insertion and removal without degrading the wire end, making troubleshooting and field upgrades significantly faster. Professional standards. Using ferrules aligns with UL and IEC standards, ensuring the control cabinet meets the high-quality benchmarks required for modern automation systems. Wiring the start push button. The start push button is a momentary normally open switch. Here's how to wire it. Connect one side of the push button to the 24 volts DC positive supply. Connect the other side of the push button to input 1 on the terminal block, DI 0.11.1. The input common, C1, should be connected to 24 volts DC negative, ground. When you press the button, 24 volts DC flows through the closed contact to the input, registering as on in the PLC. Wiring the stop push button. The stop push button is also wired as a normally open momentary switch. Connect one side of the push button to the 24 volts DC positive supply. Connect the other side of the push button to input 2 on the terminal block, DI 0.1.1.2. The input common, C1, is already connected to ground from the previous step. Remember, even though the physical button is normally open, the ladder logic uses a normally closed contact. When the button is not pressed, the input is off, but the NC contact in the ladder is true, closed. When you press the stop button, the input turns on, making the NC contact false, open, which breaks the circuit and stops the motor. Wiring the LED output motor indicator. The LED represents our motor output. Connect the LED's positive terminal to output 1 on the terminal block, D001.1.1. Connect the negative side of the LED to ground through a current limiting resistor, typically 470 ohms to 1 kiloohms for 24 volts DC. Since we are connecting to an LED module with a built-in resistor, we can connect directly. The P1-M622-16DR has relay outputs rated for 6 to 30 volts DC or 6 to 120 volts AC at 1 amp per point. For our LED test, we're well within the specified limits. Important, the relay outputs are Form A, single pole, single throw contacts. You need to provide your own external power source for the output devices. The relay simply switches this power on and off. Testing in PLC Stop mode. Before we run our program, we need to verify that all wiring is correct. This is a critical step that many beginners skip. Don't make that mistake. Testing in stop mode lets us check our I/O without the program running. Step 1. Put the PLC in stop mode. Turn the CPU selector switch to the stop position. The run LED on the CPU should turn off. Step 2. Open Data View. In Productivity Suite, open the Data View panel. Tools, JOT, Data View or Control plus Shift plus F3. You can also use the I/O view for a graphical representation of all inputs and outputs. Step 3. Test input 1. Start push button. Press and hold the start push button. Watch the data view, DI0.11.1, should change from off, unchecked, to on, checked. The input LED on the PLC front panel should also illuminate. Release the button and verify it returns to off. This confirms your start button wiring is correct. Step 4. Test input 2. Stop push button. Press and hold the stop push button. Watch DI0.1.1.2 in data view. It should change from off to on. Release and verify it returns to off. In the ladder logic, the stop will change from on to off when the normally closed contact is pressed. When we release the stop button, the ladder logic contact returns to on. This confirms your stop button wiring is correct. Step 5. Force the output to test LED wiring. Now we need to test the wiring for our output. Since we're in stop mode, the program isn't running, so we'll manually force the output on. In Data View, find DO0.1.1.1. Check the Edit checkbox, check the Force checkbox, check the Value checkbox to set it on. Click the Send Edits button. The LED will not illuminate. However, the ladder logic will show that the output will be on. So we can only check the outputs when running our program. When a Productivity PLC is in stop mode, the CPU stops scanning the application logic. Consequently, output modules are typically set to a safe state, usually off, to prevent unintended machine operation. If we need to check each output separately, we can use the end statement after each one. The program will only scan until the end statement before returning to the start of the ladder logic. As each output is confirmed, we can remove the end statements. Step 6. Remove the force. Uncheck the force checkbox for DO0.1.1.1 and click Send Edits to remove the force. The LED should turn off. If you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button below. Keeping up with all the latest automation innovations can be difficult, so hit the subscribe button. Remember to hit the bell beside your subscription to receive the notifications. Testing in PLC Run Mode. Now that we've verified all our input wiring is correct, let's run the program and watch the ladder logic execute. Step 1. Put the PLC in run mode. Turn the CPU selector switch to the run position. The run LED on the CPU should illuminate green. Step 2. Enable monitoring in the ladder editor. Ensure you click the monitor icon in the task window toolbar. Your ladder logic will now show real-time states with green, on, and red off indicators. Step 3. Open Data View I/O. Keep the Data View panel open so you can see the tag values change in real time alongside the ladder logic. Step 4. Test the start-stop sequence. Test the start function, press the start push button, watch DI0.1.1.1 turn on, green, in the ladder, and data view. The output DO0.1.1.1 should turn on, the LED should illuminate, release the start button, the output should stay on because of the sealing contact. Test the seal circuit. With the motor running, LED on, observe the ladder logic. You'll see DI0.1.1.1 start is off, red because you released the button. DO01.1.1 seal contact is on, green. This is keeping the circuit energized. DI0.1.1.2 stop NC contact is true, green, because the stop button is not pressed. DO01.1.1 motor output is on, green. Test the stop function, press the stop push button, watch DI0.1.1.2 turn on in data view. The NC contact in the ladder opens, turns red, the output DO0.1.1 turns off. The LED turns off. Release the stop button. The motor stays off until start is pressed again. Understanding what you're seeing. As you test, pay attention to these key observations. The seal contact in action. When you press start momentarily, the motor turns on and stays on. This is because the output, DO0.1.1.1, feeds back as a parallel contact with the start button. Once the output is on, it holds itself on. This is called a seal or latch circuit. The NC stop contact. The stop button uses a normally closed contact in the ladder, even though the physical button is normally open. Watch what happens. Stop not pressed, input is off, but NC contact is true, closed, allows current flow. Stop pressed, input is on, NC contact is false, open, breaks the circuit. The priority of stop over. Start, try this. Hold both buttons at the same time. The motor will not run. Stop always wins because the NC contact is in series with the circuit. This is intentional safety design. Troubleshooting common issues. LED doesn't light when forced. Check the polarity of your wiring. LEDs are polarized. Verify the current limiting resistor value. Confirm that the output common has a return path to ground. Input doesn't register when the button is pressed. Verify 24 volts DC is present at the button. Check the common C1 connection to ground. Inspect wire connections at the terminal block. Motor starts but won't seal. Verify the seal contact address matches the output address. Check that the output is actually turning on. Watch the LED. Motor won't stop. Verify the stop button is wired to the correct input. Confirm the ladder uses an NC contact for stop. Check for a stuck start button. Next time we will look at using online editing, programming, to modify our program with or without the PLC scanning the logic. The Productivity Mini PLC series from Automation Direct, and specifically the P1-M622-16DR, is a compact powerhouse that packs serious capability into a surprisingly small footprint. To see our first ladder logic, click here. Click here to build digital twins of 3D virtual machinery, test control logic, and learn automation without expensive hardware using Machine Simulator.